Today I'm going to be painting this winter watercolour landscape. Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be painting another winter watercolour landscape. So obviously as I'm recording this, and hopefully when I upload it, it is the 2nd of February. So my whole plan was, when the new year came up, I was going to do tons of still winter paintings all the way through January, all the way through February, and then hope that my sketchbook is finished, and then start a new sketchbook in March, or Aprilish, and start doing obviously spring paintings, I guess. And I have actually bought my current sketchbook. I haven't done anything to it obviously because this isn't finished, but I've got one prepared. But anyway, it didn't end up turning out that way at life. Life got in the way. And also after New Year, I just came down with something. And no, not down with something. I just felt under the weather. But anyway, so I'm here to do a painting. So get that out of the way. So this painting here, I haven't uploaded it yet, but I did it for a short because I wanted to do some short videos as well, and it was like a practice. It turned out nice. I've done a voiceover, I just haven't uploaded it, so whether it gets uploaded I don't know. Like I said, I was just practicing them as well as my long videos, because I've actually found out I really like my long videos. So I'm just going to mix some gamboge hue. Now where is my my card that obviously tells me watercolour names? I'm pretty sure I know them pretty well by now actually. I should be okay, but so gamboge hue, I'm just going to I haven't wet the paper because I'm going to put a lot of pigment down like that. Get some sap green. Basically I'm going for this kind of colour colour scheme, although it is still a colour theme, a colour scheme. Get some sap green, just do the same thing. Get much pigment as I can. I might put a bit of light red. Sorry, that one's light red. This is cadmium orange, I believe, and put some of that in there. Okay, so I'm going to be using this oval. Oops, holding it the wrong way around. Where's the writing? Okay, this oval watercolour brush. I did have a flat brush that I was really a big fan of, but I still can't find it. And I went out the other day, like I said, to get my new sketchbook, and I forgot to buy myself a new flat brush. So that's on me. So I'm just going to, with my wet brush, I'm just going to pull up the pigment so it goes up into the sky and gives it a colour. And then with a wet and wet technique, it can do what it likes. And then just going to add another layer of pigment. And a bit more of that because I've lost quite a bit of the orange. It wasn't a big colour, but I do still want to. And I don't know, I can still manipulate it a little bit if I still want this to spread up a little bit more. Just a little bit. And then with the oval brush that I've dried off, I just like that. Now I'm going to get a darker colour, which is my indigo, and I'm going to mix a little bit into my palette. Get a bit of more sap green, so it's still got green to it. And then later on I'll probably use indigo just as it is, but I did want a little bit of sap green. to this particular darker colour, and I'm just going to, oh, maybe I did need a bit more indigo than I thought. And just when it's wet and wet, I'm just going to do a line, because it should still be wet, so I can do a little bit of like that, and hopefully it'll pull up in the water, and if not, again, I can manipulate it a little bit. But now it is doing it. There we go. It's just fanning upwards, blooming, cauliflowering. There you go, cauliflowering. I'm going to grab indigo just as it is. I'm going to do another little bit of touch just at the bottom, just like that. And with my winter paintings, this is my favourite technique, is when I do this, get them to join like that, and then leave this bit white so it's a little snow area, and then I wet my brush, and I just do that, and I hold my brush to the side, and it does like a dry brush stroke, like that. I was hoping that'd be a bit more green. That's a lot more yellow. Yeah, like that. So that's kind of pretty. Well, at least I think it's pretty. I like the. So on this one, I did a lot more upstrokes, like that, to get the. I mean, they're not very detailed, but you can maybe see in my mind, with my vision, sorry, with my idea in my head, like some of these little lines here could be trees in the background, where I haven't done that with this one, and I don't know whether I should or not. I don't want to. I like the cauliflower that's already going on. I don't want to. Oops. Well, I've done it a little bit already, but I kind of like it doing its own thing. But we'll see how that looks. It's just that this bit here is going to cauliflower and leave a bit of a mark, so let's pull it up. That's the cool thing is, though, I like doing skies this way, because you can just pull it up. There we go. Now this bit here, could be maybe a little bit of water. Right, so we're going to let that dry. Okay, so I've just added this little line here. I did forget to record, but I've pressed it now. So I've just added this little line here across this bit, because I imagine this could be maybe a lake. Just going to add some water, just get it to maybe spread out a bit. I'm going to leave these white bits here, because I suppose you could say that the lake is icy, so they're little bits of white areas. So like that. So I didn't plan this to be a lake area, but I'm going with it because that's what I see. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if it looks quite. Although when I do the fence part, I can use the little details to separate it a little bit. I don't know how that looks to you. I don't know. Maybe try to still blur it out so it looks a little more subtle, because it looks kind of in your face maybe. If I I don't know, I've probably made that worse. I've admitted it before and I'm still not ashamed to admit it now. When it comes to painting water, I'm not that good at it, I will admit. It's a struggle that I've always had. And there are some paintings that I have done where I'm really proud of, like a pond or a river that I've painted, but most of the time I struggle with it looking like how I want it to. This isn't too bad. This isn't the worst water that I've painted, but I don't think it, at the same time, I don't think it's really obvious. I don't know, when you look at that, can you see that and say, oh yeah, that section's water? Maybe not. Maybe it just looks like I've painted the ground really strangely. But I'm hoping when it dries and I add little details, maybe I can make it look a bit more obvious that it's water, hopefully. So now I'm going to officially let it dry this time without adding anything else. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start adding the fence. So, and also the trees. Normally I would also mix it in with a white gel pen as well, like I did in my previous paintings, but today I'm just going to go with black. So I might work on this bit last actually. I'm just going to go ahead and do my trees. Although that's, oh no, that pen's really thick. I said that I went out, oh sorry, I just hit my tripod, my ring light, and that I went out and I bought my sketchbooks. I also got these, and it's the Sakura pens, and they come in this little fancy pouch that I didn't expect, and just look how pretty they are. They're the Micron, and I've never used them before. I've only ever used Uniball, which is obviously, this is a Uniball eye, and obviously this Uniball as well. And obviously my other ones, I use a lot of fountain pens, and I think my other favourite one is this one. And I've had it for a couple of years now, and I don't actually know how it's still got ink, but it's the Faber-Castell pen. And they're kind of my go-to pens, so I'm really super looking forward to using the Micron pens. I don't know, sorry, I got sidetracked there. I don't really know the big differences or anything like that. Like I said, I've never used them before, so I don't know. I know about them, but I've never used them. And they were a really good price at the shop that I went to, because our shops where I live tend to sell pens for really, I don't know, in my opinion they're expensive. There was another set of pens that I really wanted to try that are like gel pens like this, and it's filled with ink, and they were really quite pricey, so I didn't buy them. Let's add. And now that I'm looking back, I wish I'd used my new pens, because this pen has really made some thick trees. I should have thought about this, because I know this is a thick pen, but I have been using this pen for my other paintings and it doesn't feel this thick. Maybe either the ink's running better, or maybe the page isn't fully dry, so it's slightly making the pen's ink blue, maybe? I don't know. I don't know, but there you go. So I'm going to add fences in between. It's going to be hard to see. That's sometimes why I use a different coloured gel pen. So sometimes I'll do like black trees, but I'll do a white fence. Although most of the time I do white trees because I just like how striking they look, and then I'll do a black fence. Just because if I tend to use the same colour, sometimes it's difficult to see when they blend in with the trees. Although maybe not too bad. So I'm going to try and do my fence here and try and make it more like a pond, so it looks like the pond has maybe been fenced off, like that. I don't know. I'm not really, I don't know, I'm not really too happy with the pond. I don't hate it, but it's a little bit meh, I guess. Trying to tilt my pen. I'm trying to get little thinner ones. So normally I'd also add another fence here. Maybe. So it's in the distance. I don't know what I think to that, to be honest. I think when I first started painting this, I had a different idea in mind, but I'm going to get my ink. I'm going to get a smaller brush. That'll do. It's one of my detail brushes, but it's a little bowed look. Okay. Oh, don't spill it. Please don't spill it. It's not the first time I've done something like that. So this white acrylic ink has been pretty much getting me through all of my winter paintings. It's been doing really well actually. I expected to have used it all because I've been using it a lot, but it's still going, so I can't complain. Now, obviously normally if I have another painting on the other page that I don't want to get white ink on, I will probably put like a tissue over it to cover, to cover the painting. But obviously because they both have snowdrops, it doesn't really matter if it goes on both pages because they both got snow on them. I might just, yeah. Oh man. Oh dear. Okay, so this might end up being really snowy just because I don't want to waste the ink on the side. Let's please excuse the poor paper towel. It's been, as you can see, it's been through a couple of more paintings. Just lightly tap this one. Yeah, that works. Is there any more on the side here? I think I got it. I don't think there is. I think I got it all. Yep, I think we're good there. Right, okay. So I have done with my acrylic ink. Sorry, I got a little bit of a tickle in my throat then. I really want to cough, but it'll be really loud. There we go. Oh, see? Right, so there we go. I don't know whether this snowdrop here, do I? Oh, I missed it. Okay, so I think that is probably, now it's time. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. Okay, now it's probably time to take the tape off. So I've been planning this painting video for, like I said, I want to do paintings for January. So this tape's been on it for about a week and a half maybe. So even though I didn't have time to do my painting videos because, like I said, you know, I felt down, I came down with something, I felt a bit under weather, but I also had just not enough free time to paint. I've been doing, I don't want to turn it over too much and smudge it, but I've been doing loads of sketches, you can see. Oh, those were the ones that I did when I had a couple of minutes to myself. They're not the best paintings. As I was saying, I've been doing some sketches So I still had some paintings ready for February, as you can see, so I did manage to come a little bit prepared. And this one here, I don't know if you can tell, but there's some lines on it. And as I was sketching, my dog was snuggled with me and he stood all over my sketchbook. Anyway, so actually let's get sidetracked again. Let's actually get the tape off of this and see how it looks. Oh, right. That kind of fell apart. I hope it's not all going to do that. And there is one problem. I think I let this dry naturally in between. Sorry, I mean I did. I said that like it was like a year ago. When I said, oh, I think I let this dry, like I couldn't remember, like it wasn't just about 20 minutes ago. But I didn't use the hairdryer, so it hopefully, I'm hoping it won't rip. I'll be back. Hang on a minute. I'll be back. Wait a second. Okay, there we go. I'm back. It did rip. You can see here, it did rip here, unfortunately, but I can glue that down. Well, I'll probably just leave it. And then it did, you can't tell, but it did start to rip this bit up, but it seems to have gone back down. So I'm happy about that. I kind of kicked myself a little bit though, because as soon as it was ripping, I should have got the hairdryer to it, but I won't lie, I was a little bit too lazy to. So anyway, so here's my finished painting. I'm going to give you a close-up of it. I like how it looks. Like I said, I just wish I had used my new pens to get thinner variation in trees, but I can always do that next painting. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Bye!